What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakey podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakey, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger for my people. Y'all know the vibes by now, man. Kick back, relax, and take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So it's no secret the nation's leading scorer in women's college basketball, Taniah Latton, went to South Carolina in the transfer portal, leaving Florida State and giving Don Staley that number one scoring option they had lacked and possibly the most talented guard they've had come through there in the last decade. She revealed truthfully what went into the decision and why she decided on the Gamecocks.
The coaching staff, the culture they have, and I know the standard they have. Just my goal is to be prepared for the next level, and I know they have a lot of resources here. Coach Staley, she's amazing. My teammates are amazing, so it was an easy choice for me. A lot. Honestly, me and Raven have kept in touch since I was at Florida State. We text almost every other day. Just keeping up with each other, checking in on each other, making sure we're okay. And then she also played a huge role while I was in the transfer portal. She tried to convince me, and that's my girl. So I wanted to play with her for my last year of college, and I feel like we're gonna have a great time.
Dawn calls Raven Big Bird because she is so good at kind of getting people to come here and play here. How well liked is Raven in the locker room and influential in that way?
She's a genuine soul. I feel like a lot of people don't know Raven, know her. She's so pure. She encourages all her teammates. Whether she's having a bad day, you never see that. She has a smile on her face all the time. She comes in with great energy, and I feel like that, is contagious, and it leads to, having fun on the court and off the court.
Laston had the most 25-point games last season of anybody, averaged over 25 points per game for Florida State, nation's leading scorer, purest bucket getter in the country. And I'm wondering, and some of you too around the nation, how will she fit with the South Carolina program? She's already been in the lab, and she has already established very good chemistry with this locker room and with point guard Raven Johnson, winning multiple state championships in high school, playing on the AAU circuit. So these two are very familiar with each other's games. My question is, though, will the scoring take a hit? I don't see her averaging 25, but I do feel like she could average 20 for this team. Now, she won't have as much free will, and I don't think the green light will be as big. She won't get as many shots up, but it's not like she was ball hogging at Florida State, bro. She was averaging almost 5 assists per game. They had a second leading scorer averaging over 17 points a game, which would have led South Carolina. They had 4 players total that averaged double figures. So she wasn't out there just chucking. She was playmaking and picking her spots. Now, I do think the shots, the attempts will go down. But also, she will get easier, cleaner looks as well. She's not going to have to work as hard for these buckets this season because South Carolina has so much talent that will command attention around her. I think the assists will go up. Most projected starting lineups have her starting at the 2 next to Raven Johnson. And when you talk about just a purified bucket getter, a scorer that can create off the bounce, create off the dribble, get to anywhere she wants on the court and get a shot off. She's got deep 3-point range. She can get to the cup, finish over the trees, even at 5'8". Elite layup package, nice floater, can finish with both hands, can finish through contact, can get it over the taller defenders. But she also has a very nice mid-range game, too. And people will say, oh, the mid-range is the least effective, least efficient shot in basketball. But if it's open and you can make it, I call it efficient. And we see where her priorities are. Obviously, she wanted to go somewhere where she can win a national championship. But she's seen how many pros Coach Don Staley has put into the WNBA. And that seems to be the driving force behind her decision as well, getting to that next level. And as a 5'8" guard in the WNBA, you have to be cold. And I think that's what we're going to see from Laston, man. We're going to see her play in the NCAA tournament. We're going to see her be the number one scoring player on possibly the number one team in the country. UConn is going to have something to say about that as well. UCLA, also Texas. But South Carolina is definitely in the running for most talented roster. And, to be honest, y'all, she's filling a serious need for South Carolina, if we're being real. They haven't had a guard that can just go out there in controlled environment, controlled playing style, and get a bucket. A number one scoring option to spark the offense. They officially have a closer. Now, I will say no disrespect to Layful Wiley. She was closing out some games for this team, but she's no Nia, man. They upgraded this position. They have a closer. They have a number one scoring option. They have a go-to bucket getter. However you want to put it. When the game's on the line, that's who's going to have the basketball. When the offense is stagnant, as we saw, where they struggle to score points sometimes and make perimeter shots, Laston is going to open up things for everybody on the floor with the attention that she commands and her shot making ability. When the offense is breaking down late in the shot clock, they can roll the ball out to Laston and tell everybody to get the heck out of the way and allow her to operate and get a bucket. They have not had a guard of this caliber, maybe since Don Staley took over South Carolina, like averaging 25 a game. She hasn't had a guard in her tenure, I don't believe, that has averaged that many points. And to land the nation's leading scorer, this was a must-take opportunity for them to add her to this roster if they had any chance. Because we know she had her suitors, UCL or LSU included. So I think she just gives this team a different look. She gives them way more firepower on the perimeter, and she could still average 20 plus points per game and get herself into the running of that first round draft pick talk next season, maybe even lottery. I'm expecting big numbers. I do think the shots will go down, the attempts, but she will have cleaner looks and be able to get easier buckets because of Raven Johnson finding her a point guard that is just very unselfish and other players love to play with. You got down low Joyce Edwards. You got Chloe Kitts who can spread the floor. And I'm expecting a big year out of Chloe too, man. She led this team in rebounds as well as points for dang near half the season. She went off in the SEC tournament as well, and was a big reason why they won the SEC championship tournament in postseason play. So I'm expecting a big year out of her, but Naya is gonna make everything run smoother for this team. You get a veteran who's played a lot of games, who knows what type of player she is, that plays to her strengths, that won't overdo it, that will take whatever the defense gives. And this is the most talent, hands down by far, no disrespect to Florida State, that she has ever played with in her collegiate career. And I think out of any transfer that is transferred, other than Neepkins going to UCLA, this might be the cleanest fit out of any transfer in the entire country. And I'm excited to see what they do, how they utilize her, getting her off ball, having her run off screens, just getting very creative with getting Nia the basketball, man. And she's obviously happy to be a part of this program and coming in to win ball games and do whatever it takes to do that. Some people have talked about her defense. She's far from a liability on defense. I think the extra effort will come. She will lock in and embrace this culture that Coach Don Staley and his staff and these players that have come before these players have established with South Carolina. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, though. Talk to me. Let me know the trajectory and how y'all feel Nia Laston will do next season in the Garnet. Y'all holler at me. Talk to me. Let me know. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. And until next time, my people, we out.